Welcome to the 111th school year at Columbus Academy. I am Melissa Soderberg, and I have the great privilege of being the head of school here. We have been waiting so long to gather back in the quadrangle as a whole school. Look at you all. Isn't it wonderful to be here? Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. To my right are Davey Agarwal and Carolyn Buziri, and they are co-presidents of the student body. And just past them is the senior class, who will be sitting in this same place on June 6th, hopefully on an equally dry day, for their commencement at the end of this year. I want to particularly welcome the 178 new students and 20 new faculty and staff members among us who have been here for the first week of school and are hoping to make friends and to feel comfortable quickly. And the rest of us are here to help them do just that. Convocation is a moment for us to welcome everyone, to celebrate the faculty and staff who have worked here for 20 years or more, and to introduce kindergartners to their senior buddies. We do these things to formally begin the school year, to include and recognize each other, to sit as one whole school together, and to take stock of who's with us and where we are going. This is one of the ways that we as a school build our sense of community. We have been away from our typical moments of creating community for a long time as a result of COVID, and it is going to be very important for all of us to make an effort and to reach out to be with each other this year. When my husband and I were traveling in Ireland a ways back, we were driving through the tiny towns of the West Coast. In the early morning, we had to stop and get some gas. I wandered into the petrol station to see if I could get some coffee for the drive, something that is second nature in the United States. The conversation went something like this: do you have coffee? That question alone in a petrol station in Ireland is a curious one for the man who is standing behind the counter. He said, do you have coffee to go? To go where, love? He says to me. To take in the car. Ah, yes, he said, sizing me up as a rushed and chaotic American. If you go down to the pub, love, and it's open, I'm sure they could get you a cup of tea. And so I was roundly handled as an anxious tourist rushing from here to there and not spending the time to connect with people, and how accurate he was in judging me that way. It was one of those moments which traveling to other countries can often provide, where I began to see the patterns of my life, as simple as just getting a quick cup of coffee, to being wholly attached to a set of assumptions about myself in the world I was not so comfortable acknowledging. The man behind the counter saw my inquiry as a grabby one, superficial and uncaring, and he wasn't wrong. I didn't want to get to know him. I just wanted something from him. In fact, I wanted him to give me something quickly without much consideration. And he let me know in a semi-subtle way that food in Ireland is not a commodity to be whisked away and consumed by someone else or by oneself. The Irish way takes a lot more care than that. Anthropologists, scientists who study culture, tell us that sharing food and creating community through eating together is a fairly unique human trait. Apes are actually the only other animals who do it too. And it is wired in our brain to be with other people while eating. It is how we make community. In scientific terms, food sharing is a reciprocal relationship, and it involves a social give and take that builds trust and communication. Think of how much Stephanie Campbell and Jaime Alzate and Amanda Fensili spend cutting each piece of watermelon or flipping each grilled cheese for us so that we might have something to eat. Psychologists will tell us that increasingly American adults eat most of their meals alone. It is actually up to 68% of all adults in the United States eat at least 2 meals on their own. Or they eat it on the go in a car, even though mental health is shored up through eating together and sharing a meal. Studies show people report being happier if they take a break and eat lunch together. How many times have we rushed through lunch here in the middle of our school, particularly just seeing the meal as a chance to fuel our bodies instead of connecting with others? What habits did we develop eating alone at our desks over the last years because our entire lives were attached to a screen? Life has had its trying moments for us these last 18 months, and each of us has developed ways of being that might not be the best ways to build our community back together. And that is the work before us. We are back now, and we are together as we are all right here, right now. As I have heard it said, healing is in the return. Let's commit to work at building our community in the best ways that we know how. Today is a great time to start, and you can begin by taking your time with reaching out to others today at lunch. Thank you.